Hi, Eric Gibaud, ericgibaud.com, and today I'm going to explain what to do to look pro. Maybe you are pro, but you don't look pro. So I'm going to help you to have the right words and the right attitude to look really pro. Let's start. So this video is based on humor, based on what I read sometime, I hear sometime of what people send me by email. So let's have fun with that. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what to do to become a real pro. Something funny, I made this video in Spanish and also in French, and there many French or Spanish people, they think they sound more pro if they speak English. So I tell them to use English vocabulary. So in your case, you already speak English, so maybe I should tell you to use French words, so it looks like more artistic or something like this. But they don't say, for example, they don't say séance photo or session de photo. They say shooting, that sounds better, or photo shoot. So you already say it in English, but maybe you should start telling it in French. It sounds more professional, even more. Okay, so try it. So then don't forget that professional, although in a video I said that some professionals use JPEG, that was between you and me. If you want to sound pro, you only shoot raw file, only raw file. But you cannot say raw the way I'm doing it. I shoot raw. No, that sounds amateur. Raw, the word raw must come out of your guts. Raw. You must sound like a lion. I shoot raw. Okay, that's really important. That gives this pro look, this pro sound. It's really important. That raw file. Okay, when you look at Jared Pauline saying I shoot raw, that's really weak. I shoot raw. Okay, give it. Okay, shoot raw. Okay, then the mother of all words is a word you must use as much as you can. This is really important. If you don't use the word, you are not a professional, you don't sound pro, you're nothing. It's the Japanese word bokeh. That means bokeh. Bokeh is bokeh, okay? So it's really important that you use it. And you don't do a shallow depth of field anymore. You go and search bokeh. You don't tell a model, I'm going to do a really shallow depth of field and the background will be blurred. That sounds really amateurish. Doesn't look good, doesn't sound good. No. I'm going to caress your hair with bokeh. That sounds romantic, professional, artistic. You caress her hair with bokeh. This is really another level to say that. Then, as we were speaking about model, it's important that you are actually directing a model. You use precise instruction. So she understands. I say she because obviously a pro doesn't make picture to men, only to women. We all see that on Facebook, okay? So if you want to look pro, you don't make picture to male, okay? Obviously this is humor, okay? So when you're going to speak to her, you must give precise instruction. Otherwise, she will not have the right pose, she will not have the right attitude. So there's one sentence that just kills it, that makes it perfect. She will understand everything you say and follow the instruction, and it will look brilliant. Okay, first you need to have the position like this. Get your camera here, and the sentence is precise and she will understand everything. Yes. Give it all to me. Give it all to me. And she's going to get the right move, the right everything, the right face, the right pose. Give it all to me. Give everything to me. Give it all to me. And this is a killer. This is a sentence that makes model pose perfectly. And you'll get the best picture out of people thanks to this sentence. With this, give it all to me. The picture is there. You don't have much more to do. I mean, just shoot at the right time and that's it. Okay, give it all to me. We now know that you shoot raw and you must speak about the rest. I mean, you do not develop raw file. Although your software says development or developing raw files, you don't develop raw. Even if you just move a bit the cursor bit like highlights and shadows. What you do is editing. You edit. You don't develop profile, that's over. You edit. Even if you're just putting a preset you got pirate on the internet and you download it illegally and you use it, you edit. Forget about developing raw, that sounds really amateurish. You edit. Don't forget that. Editing is the key to success. Developing raw, that's nothing. No one uses that anymore. You edit. And then you sound pro, okay? Well, if you don't know about lighting, you can say éclairage, which is the French word. That sounds really, even you've been to Paris to practice photography, that sounds really pro, okay? If you don't know how to light, well, you must not say you don't know how to light. What you must say is, nowadays with digital photography, lighting is over. You don't need lighting anymore. You edit. I shoot and then I edit. And it looks perfect. You don't need lighting, you don't need flashes, you don't need reflectors, you don't need anything. No shit. You edit. That's a real pro. A real pro edits. They don't. Lighting? Ah, come on. That's old fashioned. You don't light anymore. Problem. Maybe you don't know how to edit. What can you do if you don't know how to edit? Well, that may be a problem. Don't worry. There are always solutions. Okay. If you don't know how to edit, and you do know more or less how to light, then it's easy. I don't edit because I want to sculpt soul in my picture. I don't see people, I see souls. I sculpt them. I'm there making some sculpture. So it's really important. You explain that you like creating the picture, finding their soul in the picture. Okay? So it's really important. If you don't know how to edit, you more or less know how to light. Don't bother getting rid of these wrinkles or this extra fat because the person is sat like this. She's not really fat, but she's sat like this. Don't fix that. You like natural, okay? You like natural. You're actually making a sculpture with this person, with your photography. Big problem. Maybe you don't know how to edit. Maybe you don't know how to light. Well, no problem. Third option, you're an artist. If you are an artist, you do what you want. Art is free. Art has no rules. You do whatever you want, no explanation. And if that person does not understand what you're doing, it is his fault. You don't have to lower yourself to explain what your art is about. An artist doesn't need to explain anything. So it looks shit to him. But you know, this is perfect, this is good, this is art. Art doesn't need explanation. So, third option, you don't know how to light, you don't know how to edit, you are an artist. A good one. You don't need to explain anything. Okay? Don't forget that. That's really top pro level. Important. You only use professional gear. Pro gear. Even if you have a lousy basic camera, you must say it's pro, and as many times as you can. I'm going to get out my pro camera with my pro lens to make you a pro shooting. So it's important to mix that. If you can mix with bokeh, that sounds magnificent. With my professional camera, I'm going to sculpt some bokeh around your hair. That sounds brilliant, okay? So doesn't matter what gear you're using, this is professional grade gear, okay? You must say professional as many times as you can. And then we get to the top level. If you have a full frame camera, you must say it as many times as possible. It is really important. That person must know you are using full frame camera. If they don't know that, you're not a professional. So I'm going to get my professional full frame camera out of my bag to make you a professional shooting with a great bokeh thanks to my full frame sensor. Say it as many times as you can. That really sells, that really sounds pro. This is brilliant. Problem, maybe you don't have a full frame camera because you just cannot afford it. Otherwise you would have it, obviously. So you cannot afford it, so you cannot say that. Well, it's easy. You can look really generous. You say, well, normally I shoot with a full frame camera, but I've got a good friend and his APS-C Micro Four Thirds sheet camera let him down, so lent him my camera, my full frame camera, so he can make a full frame session to get a full frame client really happy and pay him full frame money. So in this case, this is going to work. You understand what? This guy is generous, he's lending his full frame camera to someone else. Maybe you don't have any friends, so you can also say, I made so many full frame shooting with my full frame camera that I made some full frame money, but still the camera break down. Didn't have time to go and pick up another full frame camera, so it is at the full frame workshop to have it fixed, and that's it. So you're using the shit APS-C or Micro Four Third camera in the meanwhile, and that's it. Okay, but even if you don't have a full frame, you have somewhere some kind of full frame camera. It's important that you name famous photographers. Okay. The more you name them, the more it sounds like you know them, the more important you are. So maybe you don't know famous photographers. You just invent the name, that's no problem. Let's say, I'm a big fan of Peter Stuyvesant, a famous photographer. They don't give a shit, they don't know who he is. Well, then you must twin this name with a city name. If you say Peter Stuyvesant, they think maybe it's some kind of cigarettes, but no. You must mix it with a city, with New York City, for example. Well, last year I was in New York City speaking with Peter Stuyvesant, famous photographer. Now you've said two things. First, you know, famous photographer they don't even know about, they don't give a shit, but if it was in New York City, then you're good, then you're famous. If you're in the States, speak about Paris or London, doesn't matter, invent a name and get it together with the city. And then it sounds really pro, you know, people of the big world, and this really sells. You're really pro. Now the last advice, and probably the only serious advice of the whole video, I got it for the end, is sometimes people ask you, what's about this picture you're not giving to me because you give me 15 pictures for the shooting and you give me 15 pictures of the photo shoot, but you made something like 200 clicks, so what happened with the rest? Well, the answer is really simple. Same as if they ask you for the raw file. Same answer. You go to McDonald's sometime or Burger King? Yes. When you ask for fries, potato, do you ask for the skin, the potato skin? No. Well, same for me. This is the potato skin. I'll give you the final product, not the skin, okay? So that's it. So I hope you like the video. If you feel it may interest other people, please share it on social networks. If you have not done it yet, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. There's a small button down here and also a small bell. If you click on the bell, get notified when I upload a new video. My website, ericgibaud.com. If you have any question, can leave a comment below. I'll also leave you links of my gear on Amazon, links to all the gear I've tested by K&F Concept, and also links to other part of my YouTube channel, and a link to my PayPal account in case you wanted to make a donation. Have fun. If you're on vacation, on holiday, have fun. Speak to you soon. Take care. Bye.